Hi everyone, this is Jerry. You can call me Jay, and I'm with Bear Nutrition and Herbs. And I just wanted to do a quick video because I've had a lot of people ask me what I'm using and doing right now in the age of this infection. So what I wanted to do is, I'm just gonna be honest, like I have my purse. This is my walking pharmacy. So I'm just gonna pull things out of the purse that I carry around on a regular basis. So a full pharmacy. As soon as I knew that all this was happening, I immediately went to the Yes Organic Market and went online and got some tinctures that I normally use. And I'll just show you what I have been using. So first I've been using a sinus blaster. So that's one. I use that pretty regularly. As soon as I feel anything gathering in any area, take up 30 drops of that. I also have been using Respir Ease. So if you notice, these are the Yes brands, but you don't have to use the Yes brand. You can make your own. You could also use Herb Farms brand. You could use Herbalist and Alchemist brand. You could use any brands that you find credible, Herbs, etc. This is another thing I've been using. It's Colloidal Silver Plus. And then you could also just use plain colloidal silver. And this one actually has a little bit of oregano oil and a little bit of tea tree and olive leaf. So what you could do, it's very difficult to find. I've only found this at Yes, just getting the colloidal silver that you could spray. And then you could get oregano oil that comes in tablets. You could take those. The nice thing is you want it to try to hit this area. So what I'm trying to do is make sure whatever cold or anything that's going on stays here and up. Once it starts to travel lower into the lung, that's when we start to get into problems or into the GI tract. So with that said, I also use a Digest Ease periodically if I feel like the stomach is doing something funny. This one I keep on me whether we have issues or not with viral infections. And then this is a really great, OSHA is a lung tonic, throat and lung tonic. It's really good. It's an endangered herb, so you want to really treat it very preciously. So if you notice, this one's made by Herbs, etc. So you could go straight to their website. They make fantastic products. So let me just tell you what I've been doing, and it's worked for me and my kids. So I keep this on hand, and as soon as I feel any sinus or whatever's going on, I do one spray around that tonsil, another spray on that tonsil, and then I let it sit for a minute, and then leave it be. And then I will immediately shake it up really good, the sinus blaster, and all you do is take a tincture full of it. If you take a full dropper full, that's about 30 drops. So for an adult, you could do the full dropper full. I'll just go ahead and show you. This one is spicy hot. And what's in it, you don't necessarily have to get this one, but it's horseradish, echinacea, spilanthes, elderberry, garlic bulb, cayenne, peppermint, olive leaf, horehound. Woo! You see what it's doing to me. Licorice root, golden seal, another endangered herb that we want to treat very preciously, but very good for upper respiratory. Wild cherry bark, fresh osha root, andrographis, onion, yarrow. So you could find something that has that combination. I know there's some information going around that echinacea and elderberry together may really cause a big inflammatory response, and it can cause greater inflammation than what we want. However, you do have a number of adaptogen herbs that are in here, or I shouldn't say adaptogen, but immune modulating herbs that are in this. And those immune modulating herbs, what they do is they help to kind of keep the inflammatory response in check. So that should counter this. I've gotten good results with it. I've given a whole set of this to everyone in my family. I've used it with my kids. My oldest daughter when all this stuff was going down, she woke up 2 weeks ago. Her throat was really, really red and sore, and she could hardly talk. And we did spray, this, and you can put it in juice for kids. I only give them a half dose or a fourth dose. So anywhere from 5 to 15 drops, as much as they can tolerate. Now, my kids are soldiers because they've been doing this for years. So if your kids are new to this, this might not be the first round you want to do. But we did the liposomal vitamin C every hour. And then I did this probably every 2 hours. And then within 24 hours, she was good. All right. So I will be back to go over some other things that I have in my purse. Oh, and I didn't share. This is the other thing that I keep with me, the garlic tincture. And you know, garlic is detox through the lungs. So this is a great thing to have with you on a regular basis right now. What I would say is just take it every day. I'm using all of my things more acutely just because I want them to last longer, because with the supply chains and everything, who knows what's going to happen, and with who's in leadership right now, who knows what's going to happen. So try to conserve as much as you can. The nice thing with the garlic is you could just take some fresh chopped garlic, chop it up, let it sit in the open air for about 7 to 10 minutes. That activates all the medicinal qualities. And then you could put it in olive oil, coconut oil, you could put it in honey. And then you want to have it raw, because when it's raw, that's when you get all the antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal qualities, or actions, I should say. So if you do that, you don't necessarily have to have the tincture. The tincture is just so convenient to be able to carry around in your purse. All right, so I'll be back because I have some other things in my purse that are some traditional Chinese herbs that I have found to be really, really great. This is the Lung Vigor, and I'm going to talk more about it in the next video. But I do have these on the website, and I'll tell you more about it shortly. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Jerry. You can call me Jay with Bare Nutrition and Herbs. And I'm back just to talk about some things that I'm using on a regular basis, but also what I'm using during this whole COVID-19 pandemic, or we'll take the COVID-19 out and we'll just say during this viral pandemic. So these are some things that I use on a regular basis, whether there's a pandemic or not. But I think they would be very beneficial for just helping to boost the immune system. What I want to just point out is at the end of the day, all disease processes are literally some level of nutrient deficiencies in whatever form or fashion for whatever reason, whether it's an inborn error that you were born with, or where you can't make certain enzymes to process certain cellular reactions, or whether it's from having exposure to the things in the environment that are causing you not to absorb certain nutrients, process them properly, or just maybe not getting enough intake in general. So that said, one of the things that I really like to use on a daily basis is Designed for Health's Complete Multi with copper. But any complete multi, I like this one because it's a multivitamin plus mineral. It has the big minerals that are very key for maintaining immune health. So it has your magnesium at 200 milligrams, which is the therapeutic dose that you actually need. It has zinc at 15 milligrams, and then it has the selenium at 200 micrograms. And that zinc and selenium together is really, really key for keeping the immune system nice and strong. So I usually take this. I'm going to do another video that shows how I make my green drinks, putting this in there. And then I use that, and then I always do a fulvic mineral. It's just a liquid mineral, a capsule every morning. It's just, these are the trace minerals. These are the ones that keep everything going in the body. And we need all of them. I also usually include choline and inositol. That's just from my personal makeup. If you want to add other things, that's fine. Sometimes I will also add in some extra moringa or maca. But again, your preference. Lastly, I don't add this to my regimen right now, and normally because there's vitamin C in the complete multi, but I'm keeping this on hand right now during this viral infectious time. And I am being real, like, for me, this is liquid gold, liquid gold. So this is liposomal vitamin C. It is very difficult to find any vitamin C right now, like around the country, everywhere. However, I do have this liposomal vitamin C that I am selling. I do have some available. I do have a supplier that still has some. So let me know, because it's such short supply, I'm only selling 2 at a time so that more people can have it. And again, I'm not using it as a prophylactic. I'm only going to use it in acute phase, meaning what's been used here was used by my daughter when her throat was messed up 2 weeks ago. So this is the one where it's 1 teaspoon every hour. We want to try to go to bowel tolerance. And I need to double check and make sure, does the liposomal vitamin C take you to bowel tolerance or diarrhea, basically? I got to double check that. But the reason we want the liposomal vitamin C is that about 90% of the vitamin C gets absorbed when it's in a liposomal form, or basically when it's in this fat soluble form, it gets put into the cell more effectively than if you don't have that form. And so the non-liposomal form, you really only absorb about 17%. It's a very low percentage. Now, don't you see why some studies show that vitamin C didn't make a difference in people? So you always have to look at how people did the study, the dosing that they used, the type of vitamin C they used. Did they use a therapeutic dose? Did they use the form of the vitamin that's more absorbable and efficacious? Anyway, keep those things in mind, because vitamin C really does work. It raises our oxygen levels. And microbes, a lot of them, and viruses can't live in highly oxygenated environments. It's really interesting. Humans don't naturally make more vitamin C when they are very sick, but animals, a lot of animals do. So that when they're really sick, their body naturally can innately make more vitamin C and keep them well. So those are some things I use. I'm gonna do another video. Just check me out in a minute, and then we'll go from there. Thanks. Hi, everyone. It's Jerry Jarvis. You can call me Jay, with Bare Nutrition and Herbs. And I'm just coming back because a lot of people have been asking me what I'm using or doing during this time of this viral scare. So I talked about some of the things that I'm using when I start to feel any kind of symptoms, upper respiratory. So I'm trying to keep anything that's going on, I'm trying to keep that here or above. I'm not going to let it get down here. Can't happen. So some other things that I am using, and I'm actually, when I found out about these, this was like end of January, I would say mid-February, when everything started hitting the fan in the US. I was like, ooh, this doesn't sound good. So I'd get a lot of reports and information about herbs and nutrition, because this is what I do. So I got some information about a Chinese traditional medicine soup that they were using in Wuhan for, and it was helping patients who were hospitalized and really sick, and or also at that ventilator stage. They were using the soup, and it was really helping. 80% of the people that used the soup recovered. Even though we do know a lot of people are recovering from this illness, I just wanted to put this out there. If you have friends or family or yourself and you want to just keep some on hand just in case. So what I did was I went through, because I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to find those, but I'm going to be able to get all those Chinese traditional herbs through the suppliers that I use. Most of the suppliers I have mainly Western herbs. They do have some Chinese herbs. So what I did was researched the herbs that are in the formula, and it's a lot of them. It's basically like a 5-part series in the soup. And so what I did was I found a supplier and a manufacturer that does use GMP practices, good manufacturing practices, meaning when they get an herb in, they actually look at it under a microscope. They look at taste, quality, and they look at different things to verify that the herb that was sent is what is actually going to be in your product. So that's really key. So what was found are a couple of different things. The base of this soup is a bupleurum based Chinese herb. And this is a kind of full body immunosupportive adaptogenic herb, and it modulates the immune system. So you start off with the bupleury relax, and this has the herbs that are in the first part of that soup formula. Bear with me, it's a lot, I know. So basically you would take 5 of these little tablets, and I'm going to show, actually let me just show you what it looks like. Really, really simple. So the tablets come out like this, and you can just, I'm going to chew one up. This was not from the bupleurum. They're very bitter, kind of tastes like coffee, not bad at all. But you take 5 of these, and you take it several times a day. And this is the base of it, the bupleury relax, okay? The second one is you want to use something called the stomach damp clear, because the herbs that were in this one were in the second part of the formula. And this contains atractolides, rhizome, magnolia bark, tangerine, Chinese licorice, jujube, ginger rhizome. So this is good for clearing up the dampness in the stomach. And then the bupleurum formula is like a whole body tonic. And then you have the mucosolve and the phlegm clear. So they had another formula that was basically a combination of both of these. So when I put the herbs from these together, I was like, oh, that'll do, that'll cover it. And so this has, again, the tangerine dried rime, Pinelia, Poria, Chinese licorice, radish seed, white mustard seed, ginger. And then the phlegm clear has barbed skullcap root, tangerine, Chinese erythema root, and then the apricot seed, bitter orange, emporia, sclerotium. So these were the same herbs that, again, were in that formula. And then the last one is water off, and that's to kind of dry up any excess fluids that are building up anywhere in the body. And we know this is key because those excess fluids, when they build up in the lung, it's not good. So this is what we're going to use that for, which is the Zuling sclerotium, the Poria sclerotium, the Asian water plantain rhizome, the atractolides again, and then the cassia twig, which is cinnamon, cassia cinnamon. So this one is drying up some of those damp conditions. All right, so I am selling these on the website if you want to just keep it as a just in case. I have not used any of these because, thank God, I haven't had to. What I am using, and I did have to because a week ago, my chest was getting tight, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Other people were saying they were having similar issues, but I used the lung vigor. I'm also selling this because I was like, this will be very, very helpful. And what this has is the Romania root, which is really good for total body tonic building. And then it has Dong Quai or Angelica. It has Chinese peony, Chinese licorice, and some other things. It also has, the main root is the lily bulb, which helps to clear the lung. So I used this 5 little drops that I showed you. It was pretty freaking miraculous because I was laying in the bed And I remember I told my husband, I said, oh my gosh, I said, my chest feels tight. I had to get up 4 times in the middle of the night because my chest was feeling tight. And I was like, what's going on? Didn't feel anything else, just felt tight. And then I was like, okay, well, I do have the lung vigor. I'm going to go try it. I had never used it before. Everything I had was based off of theoretical. And I know, I'm just letting you all know, all of this right here is still theoretical. This is anecdotal. This is what I am doing. You don't have to do it because, you know, we definitely want to practice evidence-based medicine, meaning we've done study after study, clinical trials, that we have several review studies that show that something is efficacious, that it actually works. All of this that I'm talking to you about is anecdotal, and this is what I'm doing because I would like to be here next year and the year after that and the year after that. So long story short, these are my things that I'm just keeping on hand just in case. All right, so I can tell you when I got to my supplier to order the baseline, the Beplury Relax, everybody, I guess they all got the same memo I got because this is gone. So I only have a few of these left. And in their place, I'm using 2 other Beplurum-based supplements that I think will work just as well. They just have a little more. One has some Panax ginseng, so it may be a little more energy boosting. And then for some people that have anxiety issues, they may not want to use the one that has the Panax. Or you can use the Panax and also drink some passion flower tea or some skullcap tea. But there's skullcap in some of these other formulas, so that should help bring everything down. But just letting you know that I do have them for sale. If this is too confusing, because it is a lot of information, just reach out to me, give me a call. I'm happy to set up a virtual meeting with you. I do have a HIPAA compliant virtual meeting, electronic medical telehealth. So we can talk over that. We can also talk over the phone. I'm happy to help. I just want everyone to be safe and good. And if you have any friends or family, especially if they work in healthcare, and you want to just get them a package that they can just keep, doesn't necessarily mean they have to use it. But if you do need it, at least you have it. Let me know. Reach out to me, www.barenutritionandherbs, and be safe. All right, take care. Thanks so much for listening.